You...
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
You are not Farina. Who are you?
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous.
Focalor. Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine, one was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I had to outwit the heavenly principles. Allow the prophecy to be... I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to...
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by...
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, after becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, she could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess. But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive that... Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra... In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Farina to be an actress, under the curse I placed on her. So long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she... Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Farina is only human. Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than... I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, it's been 500, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely... Oh? Who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, I understand your... All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract me from... Oh, do not jest. Can you not feel it? I am Focalor. The eyes of countless Fontainians are upon me. I must, at all times, display the utmost elegance and nobility. Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon enough.
Hear my prayer! Frost is coming!
Stabilize! Ha! Ha! Ha!
Pair! Frost is coming!
Flee!
I will have order!
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
Yield!
Ha! 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 Time for retribution!
Get in gear!
Commencing!
Flee! We shall prevent...
Ha! Stabilize!
Do your worst! Pair!
Solidify!
Farina. Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are you? Be not nervous. Be not afraid. I am before you. Wait a moment. You're... mirror me? How... Mirror you, huh? Mirror me. The prophecy. Have you heard of it? What prophecy? The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro-Archon... Oh, very good. You know... What's going on? Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you. But doesn't that mean everyone will die? I'm a Fontainian. Oh, I will tell you how to save everyone. Oh, so there's still hope after. As for the suffering, well, I will. But if the prophecy will come true,
I'll also die anyway if there were scales. With all the people.
I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs.
Huh?
Don't worry, it's nothing.
Play as a god?
That's right. You must begin. If you can keep it up, then
But how will I do this?
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself, being a human yourself. I'm sure you already know what such. Remember, your
I'm still not. So, how
to accomplish this mission, you will. But I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone will be saved.
A trial? Huh. How exciting. I'll be looking forward to it. The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession, but this is what should I say to most appear? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you've all heard about how I have. In truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but as the god Focalor, the god of just once again. Thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions, please send them to the Maison Cardinalise. The future of Fontaine will require us to work together, after all. This should do. I thought I might stammer, but thankfully,
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more...
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the...
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest.
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen.
wait, what's going on? Why is right? Mirmi said that I just need to play the role of a god. Calm down, Farina. Think. What? Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. One who can dispel. Oh, now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house. Well, it seems that you would all see right through them. Having passed my test, you may consider my previous act a door gift of sorts. I thought it was a debut. Now then, let us be reintroduced.
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera?
Personality? It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith. We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away. Well, the scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the hands of its God. On one side, it must carry fairness. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us light the fire. There is no trouble in this world that justice cannot solve. All that is needed is for you, my people, to believe in it, heart and soul. So long as I, the Archon Focalor, stand within the Opera Epiclese.
Lady Farina, here are today's case reports, as well as a summary of the follow-up for your perusal.
Come now, was I not just at the Opera House in person? Leave these kinds of things to Neuvillette. Besides, none of these trials were the one that I'm looking.
If I may be so impertinent, what kind of trial are you truly—
A magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous trial.
That's true, I fear I—
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now, do your duties. The trial I await.
Lady Farina, I don't know what to say. Thank you for agreeing to see me.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sense of perseverance instead. Long have you stood in line to meet me, have you not? Oh, I'm afraid that... All right. Deoteria is...
You remembered me. He is doing much better now. You're such...
Lady Farina, here are the latest hydrological reports. As for the specific parameters you asked to take note of, I'm afraid things still don't look good.
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already expect all manner of signs indicate that the...
Well, as I understand it, the Fontaine Research Institute is also trying to find a way to...
Really?
I'm afraid that...
The day is finally over. I haven't had a moment to breathe this whole time. But it's good to see that everything's getting on track. There are no longer any voices of suspicion. Maybe this is fine.
Lady Farina, here are the new trial reports for the latest cases, as well as a summary of the follow-up.
There'll be no need for that. I've seen them already. There's no need to go back over scenes I've witnessed in person before.
Lady Farina, I've waited so long for this.
Indeed, my dear, loyal citizen. This joyous moment is an honor for us both.
Lady Farina, we're detecting significant hydrological anomalies near Poisson.
Understood. Keep monitoring. I don't think I let anything slip today. I must show the people that there is no... I just don't know when... I feel utterly exhausted.
Lady Farina, it's like a dream being able to speak with you up close like this. I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Madame Deoteria, almost 20 generations ago.
And what a fine family yours is indeed. It brings me great joy to meet such a faithful believer.
Surely you...
What is it, good citizen?
Oh, are you crying?
Uh-huh. Really? This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god whose dominion is the waters, can I?
No wonder. No wonder. A manifestation of your power, then. Oh, Archon, I am honored to have witnessed it.
So interminable. Hundreds of years must have... I never imagined. Have I reached my limit? No. Perhaps I reached it long ago. Today I didn't even know. I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. But would that not destroy all I've done so far? I've conducted so many investigations. All I can do is keep heart. I must mean...
Farina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone, your people are more than willing to
share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me.
A witness. Yes, I've heard that you came to Teyvat, and if Teyvat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage... If that's the case... He's right. But if things don't play out as... No, Farina. You shouldn't be selfish. But what if... Farina, you've worked so hard for so long. Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find someone in whom you can confide your frustrations and sorrows? If you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, think about it long and hard. No, I have nothing to say. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to...
Fine.
So even Farina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate. It seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after.
I believe that I understand how your deception works. But that is only half. How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine?
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Iudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the I'm sure you've long sensed that the
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice. It now seems that that person was you.
And then I became one with the Oratries, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would seem so, wouldn't it? Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient depth. In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill the god. Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratries take down the god of justice, it will also take down the I mean, did you think I would my work over these last 500 years? But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the vast majority had to be.
It was all a part of your plan, then?
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia, had it only been you. But only power of this magnitude could hope.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon. The destruction of that divine throne.
Returning what's rightfully yours. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon.
But...
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
all you've done throughout the years is just...
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that you're... Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontainians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original justice. In other words, existence defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on. At this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontainians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too long. Iudex Nervillet, the highest judge in our land, when you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign, what verdict shall you pass upon us?
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine at last, in the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And I have even attempted to feel as they feel. You are a devious one, Focalor. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, The curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Nervalette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Judex Nervalette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
Where do you want to...
What just happened? Has the death sentence been—
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge just happened.
But since we're all still alive and haven't—
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
But didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have... We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice. The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine, the beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the All-Devouring Narwhal. Come with me, traveler. The hour of
We're going to execute it? But how are we going to do that? It's huge!
I've already done my best to separate the power of the primordial sea from the whale. Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source. Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the ancient dragon's power with you. We shall look for an opening together. sorrow turning into hostility.
Solidify! Gather! Get in gear!
The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. A chance will present itself.
Why is there a hole-looking thingy over there? It looks really scary.
Blessing! Get in gear! Frost is coming!
I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power to suppress its root from within.
Do your work! Pair! Gather! Frost is coming!
Flee!
The verdict is... solidify!
We shall prevent.
Get in gear! Frost is coming! Dead reckoning! Pair! Frost is coming! Time for retribution!
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but... oh well. It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point. But they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a...
That power. Who are you
Paimon has an idea. From what she said earlier, it's just that he gave us the impression that she was the less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring narwhal without using power, so you may speak to me as equals. I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk?
The point being?
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an... So what sort of person is your master? Well, child's master's...
Oh, right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did. His name is Sertologi.
I am unfamiliar with that.
Huh. So Master isn't sufficiently famous.
The foul?
Still nothing? Well, how about the visionary?
Ooh, that one we've heard! Rhine part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names in title, but I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhine. They are both
Wait! Didn't you also mention a visionary person?
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the All-Devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest. As such, the Fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be—
What?
Not to worry. Focalor has...
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Hey! Help! Over here!
All hands, initiate emergency rescue!
Hurry! Hey, lend a hand!
Look! The water's receding!
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Are you alright?
We're saved. The prophecy was wrong.